Hello, and welcome to the BrainSell webcast, How to Take an Omnichannel Approach to Customer Support. My name is Allie Lippman, and I will be the host for today's event. Before we begin, I would like to review a few housekeeping items for this session. Our presentation will last approximately 45 minutes with some time for questions at the end. This is a live presentation through GoToWebinar, and due to the number of people on the call, you may experience a slight delay when we click between slides. All phone lines will be muted during today's event to cut down on background noise, but we do welcome your questions at any time. To submit a question during the presentation, please type it into the chat field on the lower right side of the screen, and I'll make sure it gets answered. We will attempt to answer as many questions as possible. If we don't have a chance to answer yours today, we will follow up with you via email. A recorded version of this presentation will be available in a few days, and we will send all registrants an email with the link to the replay. Let's get going. Here are presenters for today. Obviously, there's me. I'm the Customer Success Manager at BrainSell. We also have Jim McLaughlin, who's the Channel Sales Manager at Zendesk, and Russell Newton, who's Senior Solutions Consultant at Zendesk. Thanks for being with us today, guys.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Allie.
Great. So here's our agenda. We're going to talk a little bit about the shift in customer expectations in today's marketplace. We're going to discuss how to leverage technology to support today's customers. You're going to see Zendesk's platform in action, and then we're going to have a live Q&A. But before we get rolling on that, I just want to talk quickly about BrainSell in case you're not familiar with us. We were founded in 1994. We are unbiased business consultants, helping companies thrive by solving their business challenges with guidance and technology. We specialize in ERP, CRM, business intelligence, and marketing automation software, and have a strong partnership with Zendesk on the customer service side of things. Now, at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Jim, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about Zendesk.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Allie, and welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. One of the things that has stood out is that there's rapidly changing expectations in the customer service market, and keeping pace with these rapidly changing expectations is essential to the success of your business. 81% of consumers will leave a brand as a result of poor customer experience. And according to Forrester Research, businesses that are customer experience leaders actually grow revenue 5 times faster than businesses that are customer service laggards. But most businesses cannot keep up with the changing customer expectations these day and age. With the proliferation of communication channels and ongoing digital transformation of businesses, delivering seamless personal support efficiently and at scale is very challenging. And despite the best intentions to provide better customer experiences, companies don't have the technology they need to succeed. Many are held back by disconnected data sources, siloed systems and channels, and solutions that treat customers like tickets and not like humans. And I think we can all agree that customer experiences start when you center around your customers and not around your tickets. And to deliver the truly personal support efficiently and at scale, you really need a complete understanding of your customers and their relationship with your business. And that's where Zendesk comes in. And before we show you a demo of our products, I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about how Zendesk can help you deliver the best customer experience. So for those of you that are not familiar with Zendesk, Zendesk builds customer service and engagement solutions to help businesses really provide the best customer experiences. So we were founded in 2007. We are headquartered in San Francisco with over 2,500 employees. We count more than 130,000 customers in more than 160 countries, and they use our solutions to help their customers in over 60 languages. And you know, with those customers and that count, we operate at a massive scale. We process over 1.4 billion customer interactions every year. And as you see here, these are some of the customers that we are very proud to work with. As you can see, our customer base represents a range of industries, from software to manufacturing to healthcare, even to government organizations. And we're committed to our customers and to our communities. One thing that myself and us here at Zendesk are very proud of is that each Zendesk employee volunteers more than 6 hours of community service every year. And the company donates a percentage of our revenue to nonprofit organizations. And Zendesk aims to offer solutions that are easy to use and as customizable and scalable as any in the industry. Whether you're a small new startup or a legacy multi-billion-dollar organization, Zendesk is trusted with your company's customer service experience. And it's not just our customers that have recognized Zendesk. We've been recognized by leading industry analysts as a market leader. Gartner has named us a leader in their Magic Quadrant for CRM customer engagement 3 years in a row. And our customers are continuing to vouch for us as well. We are the only Magic Quadrant leader that also received the distinction of Customer's Choice in 2018. And once you have a complete understanding of your customers with the Zendesk platform, you can deliver seamless omni-channel support with our suite of products. Our omni-channel suite, which includes our support, chat, talk, and guide products, allow you to make it easy for your customers to engage with your business where and when it's right for them. And because of all of our products are seamlessly integrated, your agents are empowered to be more productive with a single interface. So there's no more swiveling between systems and windows and different solutions in order to help your customers. In addition, reporting across all dashboards is consolidated. So it's very easy to manage and monitor all your customer information and all your channels from one place. So at this point, I think we're all eager to take a look at the product. So I'd like to introduce Russell Newton, a solutions consultant here at Zendesk, to provide a bit of a deeper dive into the Zendesk suite of products.
Awesome. And Russell, before you get started, I do want to just take a quick poll of everybody in attendance. And we want to see, let's see. You should see a question. Do you currently offer live chat on your website?
Yep, and it looks like 80% of respondents do not have live chat. 20% are saying yes.
Wow, cool.
Great.
Great. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Russell, and I'm excited to see the product.
Great, Ali. I'm excited to demonstrate. So let me go ahead and present and make sure. Looks like everybody can see the screen.
Yep. Perfect.
So thanks everybody for joining us today. I'm really excited to walk through Zendesk as a platform for everybody, and it's really exciting to be on with our partner BrainSell. So I'll kind of weave in both, the story of Zendesk and how BrainSell assists a customer of Zendesk from a connector solution perspective. But to give you kind of a roadmap of how we're going to walk through, we'll start with what a customer can experience from an omni-channel perspective when you have Zendesk at the helm of your customer service. And so what are the tools you can use to help enhance that customer experience and journey, from things like self-service steps to precede their attempt to reach out to you, to either deflect that request or make sure that makes for a more informed customer when they do reach out, and not leave a gap in a few pieces of key information you need for them to have when they reach out, what it's like for them to pick from a channel like chat or phone or even social, like doing an app mention on your Twitter handle or something like that. So how does that look when a customer tries to engage you? And then we'll shift gears, look at what the agent experience is like to field those different types of requests from your customers, all from one really clean, beautifully simple UI. And then we'll finish up with some reporting and analytics views for any admins, team leads, or managers that need that key level of insight across all channels, or a deep dive into one, or a specific customer segment you want to analyze. So as Ali mentioned, this is a live session where I'll have visibility into questions as you go, and then we'll have some time at the end for a greater review. So without further ado, we'll jump in, and to give you kind of a stage setting here, we'll go through this as if we're this company Farm to Table. They're a weekly meal delivery service similar to like a Sunbasket or Blue Apron if you use those. And that type of use case is really common for us, where it's a direct to consumer relationship, and we'll be this pretend customer of theirs, Taylor, who's going to have an issue with one of the recipes that showed up with an ingredient that was compromised, so they couldn't use it, and needs help to get some support on replacing that or making it right. So how does Farm to Table manage this when they have Zendesk at their disposal? And so what we'll start with here is one of the biggest mantras in our best practices guidance is we really want to try to have a customer like Taylor self-serve first wherever possible. And that starts within our product suite in our tool called Guide. That's our knowledge base that you can build to be branded nicely, to look and feel exactly like your website or a mobile app you may have for your customers to use. And the intention is that you link to this resource from an FAQs or help link on your website, maybe up in the header. It always directs people no matter where they might be on your website. Or in a mobile app, you can include links to this resource so that a customer like Taylor can come and get insight. Maybe he's a newer customer and needs some getting started help, or maybe you as a customer service team want to do promotions like what's coming up in this next summer's menu to promote some interest from a customer like Taylor. But for those moments where he might have a question about how to make something right, and so he's going to say, maybe, I had a broken item inside of my shipment, and I can do a search, find an article that will either help me understand how to fix this myself, or at least, again, be prepared with the steps that I'm going to need to know in order to get a reimbursement for that dish, or know what is Farm to Table going to do to make this right. So I've got some instructions saying that, I've got, I can report up to 3 of these without any sort of photo evidence before they want me to at least show what happened. So I can include a photo if I'd like, to make sure they can see that it's actually been compromised. And they tell me how to do that. I can submit a request, or I can start a chat. And it's easy for me as Taylor to give them feedback that this helped me, and then go ahead and submit a request down here or in the upper right where it says that I'm able to reach out to the Farm to Table team. So that's the idea behind self-service with Zendesk, is to make, again, a really simple, clean experience for a customer like Taylor to at least get some insight on what they should do before reaching out. And the idea behind this is that we can save you maybe 5, 10, 15% of your more routine request outreach, so that they don't even ask you a question, that they could answer themselves with the knowledge base. So this is a big part of what we do to improve efficiency from the agent side and make the customer experience more fulfilling. And this is becoming a bigger demand from customers. And we're seeing that about 75% of polled customers from within our customer base expect self-service to be available. So if you're not doing this today, it's definitely something to think about. And one other tool that comes with this that I wanted to go through before we submit a case as Taylor is this web widget that you're seeing down here in the bottom right. And this is what we can use to extend the availability of the knowledge base and other channels that Zendesk is able to deliver, like chat, callback, or phone channel, and that same ability to fill out a form and leave a message, all from this view. So it's got some really dynamic tools that help, again, make this available outside of them having to come to this help center. You can place this code on any pages around your website. So our e-commerce customers have this pretty much on any product page that a customer could click to serve as some purchase support. So we might say, how do I handle a broken item? And we'll see if that can still find it. But so it looks like it still helped me find a couple articles, even though I did a typo here. But it's allowing me to get some answers on how to get a refund or do a return, even from this widget, and nicely segueing into, well, if I still need help, I can give them some feedback and then pick the channel of choice as this customer Taylor to then reach out. So this is a really popular tool for our customers to use to make it even easier for your end customers to reach out and get the type of help they need on the channel of terms that they really want, and doing this anywhere they might choose to, where they can access your products or services information online. So let's go ahead and start with what's mostly approachable for pretty much every customer, is this idea of getting away from just emailing in requests and having structured form fills. And Zendesk makes this equally easy to be able to go in and submit a case on behalf of your logged in customer here, and we can hook in with whatever profiles you have on your customers today and say, why is Taylor reaching out for this delivery box? Has had an issue, and so he's going to say it was a broken item. Then we get a field that pops up that says which ingredients was it. So maybe it was some kind of pasta dish, and the pasta sauce was what was broken, and maybe it it ruined the like the cilantro that's in there or something like that, right? We can put in a date that this order came through, and then type in and kind of describe it more. So pasta sauce bottle was broken, need help replacing this. And as you can see, even our knowledge base is trying to suggest that article just to make sure that doesn't answer the question. And then we can even attach a quick image, right, to make sure we follow what that knowledge base article asked us to do, and then submit that request. Now, what you'll notice is I didn't actually ask for a ton of information about what the order was or what date or what the order number was, because the idea for the agent, and this is what BrainSell is really great at enhancing for your agent end users, is bringing a bunch of data from the other systems that Farm to Table has on things like what Taylor is ordering, what types of boxes he's set to receive. We deliberately don't ask that of Taylor because we're going to know it just by the merit of him submitting the request. And I'll show you what that looks like on the agent side. And so that's what really makes for a cleaner customer experience, is Taylor's going to have this experience where he goes, wow, they didn't even ask me for, to verify what order it was. They just knew. And that's what customers are expecting today. So I'll show you how that gets delivered. And this portal is also a way for Taylor to write back and forth and update his comments, or to see comments from your team. And then obviously there's always going to be an email thread follow-up that Taylor can use to converse and get updates on his request. So that's what it looks like as a customer to submit a request with Zendesk. We'll pause here and kind of go back and forth now between the agent experience and Taylor's experience for what it's like for Taylor to call in and also chat, and just see how easy that is for the agent to field, and how dynamic of an experience that is for Taylor. So we'll go ahead and shift there now. So let's say I'm an agent that's working for Farm to Table's frontline support team, and I've got to have a system or a dashboard in front of me that makes it easy to see what kinds of issues are open that I need to be working, and how should I address them. And so what you're seeing here is this main views dashboard within Zendesk. And from an omni-channel perspective, we can allow your team to see updates from different channels, like what's coming in specifically through the phone and voicemails being left. We have the ability to support text interactions back and forth, monitoring social media and Twitter handles or Facebook pages we might want to be monitoring, or specific cues that you're going to need for your team, like ingredient related issues, or what's important for Farm to Table, which is being aware of food allergy claims and things like that. Right, so there's another way they can fill out a form to indicate that's the concern. So again, this is extremely easy for any Zendesk admin to set up and configure for their team. And it's really one of the key things that help keep any agent user focused on what they should be working at the time. And so in this case, what we've got are ingredient issues, and we can see that item from Taylor that just came in. And I've set up this view to handle any ingredient related issues. And we can see he says his pasta sauce is broken. We got the ingredients that he typed out. So we can dive into this issue from Taylor and understand more of what's going on from him. Right, and so what we'll start with is just kind of orienting you on how I understand the customer that's submitting this and the particular issue that's open. So along here on the left, I've got all kinds of information about Taylor as a customer, from who he is, key aspects of his profile, and a full interaction history of past requests he's had or interactions we've had with him, making it a really customer-centric view for any agent that needs to see everything that's going on with Taylor, and even more details on his profile and past issues he may have submitted, easily sortable and filterable by what channel or what type of issue the agent wants to sort of get context on as they take care of Taylor. So again, what makes this really simple and easy for an agent to handle is the transparency of what did that customer say when they fill out a form. And when I get a non-Zendesk customer who's looking to swap over in, a lot of the times they're fielding emails that might just have a bunch of text information in them. And it's really hard for that team to route or automate any first sort of response to that. So what we've got here is a way for us to look at in the left-hand side, who did it already get assigned to automatically? And then what was the form that Taylor filled out? So we can see it's showing the agent that it was a delivery box issue related to a broken item. We can see exactly what Taylor typed in, but then we have some agent-only resolution options for things like maybe we're going to concede and give Taylor a discount for his next month, and we have to get an approver that we're tracking for that, and we don't want to expose that to your customer. So it's equally effective for the agent team as it is for making the customer have a really easy experience to submit their request. And there's all kinds of automation we can do based on what the selection was. So if they select allergy information, maybe we should escalate that because it could be a health issue or a liability issue. So that's, again, one of the really easily customizable areas of Zendesk that we don't see our competitors making very easy. You might have like an admin you have to employ just to make those types of changes that show to both the customer and the end user. We can see Taylor's picture here just to make sure, yep, that looks like a broken sauce bottle from us. We can see that, you know, he tried to look at some self-service articles, and now as the agent, we can write back. So we can obviously write back manually to Taylor and tell him, you know, hey, Taylor, we have your issue. But that's one of the slower parts of what an agent has to do day to day with emails. So let's make it faster and say, okay, let's use a pre-built response that in our world is called a macro, which allows us to respond to Taylor and say, you know, we reviewed your request, let us apologize. We can see that you took a picture of this for us. Thanks for being a loyal customer. We'll let you know when it's you know, fully refunded. And those types of automatic responses are what help a whole team of agents operate with consistency, efficiently, and especially for newer agents, makes them ramp a lot easier when you can tell them, please use these pre-built responses and workflow steps that we've set up for you. And if you have any questions outside of those, please ask one of your veteran members or team leads before you respond, right? And if that's the case, then what we can do is turn this into an internal collaboration and say, you know, hey, Khalil, I need some help from you as a veteran, right? I just need to make sure that this is right, that this is being handled right. And so that'll route this over to Khalil on my team and make sure that he can contribute without your customer knowing about it, and then easily allow me to follow up and resolve it with Taylor, right? And so one last thing I want to highlight is how we can verify and connect with other systems to make sure that what Jim covered in that single pane of glass or single view, so an agent doesn't have to tab between multiple screens, is what we're going to talk about next, so that your agent doesn't have to detour over to some other system that tracks Taylor's orders and try to research for those things. So if I bring up my app panel on the right, now I'll get even more information that helps me understand Taylor as a customer and his journey. So Pathfinder shows me what he's looked at on the knowledge base so that I don't reintroduce or suggest he look at an article that he's already seen before, which can be really frustrating as a customer. It's got a time tracker that helps a team lead or any manager see how efficiently each member is handling each update on their tickets. And then most importantly, I've got an app that's built on our really flexible open infrastructure that allows us to just easily verify, here's Taylor's information. We can look up an order if we need to, but here are his most recent box shipments. We can see that he skipped a couple weeks ago and then actually has this most recent box delivered. And this is what's great, is if we actually drill into that order, we can make it a very robust, clean experience for the agent to actually go in and see, is that sauce something that was actually in the order that Taylor is claiming he had a broken item for, right? So we can actually allow your agents to do this all in one view, simply and easily. And that is, again, just one of the finer points that helps cut down on the amount of time an agent needs to fulfill a request, improves the accuracy, and those are what build up to a really rich, enhanced customer experience. And this can happen on whatever channel Taylor decides to reach out and start through, which is great. And so one of the experiences and questions I get a lot is, what happens if I'm in the middle of a ticket and I'm getting a phone call, or I get another channel that pops up, right? And so what if I'm just trying to handle an issue here from Taylor, and then all of a sudden I get this pop-up, right? And it's a phone call from Taylor, and he might be calling to follow up about this order, right? And so what I can do as a Zendesk agent, if maybe I'm the first person to pick up this phone call, I'm not already handling that ticket, I can easily click on Taylor's profile right from that view and see, okay, well, there's a ticket that's open that was opened 9 minutes ago. He's probably calling about that. So then that agent can warm up the conversation and say, hi, Taylor, how's it going? I just wanted to make sure, I saw you have an open issue from about 10 minutes ago. Is that what you were calling about, or is it a new question? Instead of just going, hi, can I ask who's calling, and then having to go search for some kind of profile in another system because the phone system is disconnected from anything like this today. So that's a pretty typical experience from an agent perspective. And all Taylor had to do to drive that was call this phone number that's listed on the help center or that's available through our widget. And he can even request a callback in order to do that, right? And so I'm just live on a call here on the other end of my mobile phone to make this happen. But Taylor can come to get initiated with a callback request or just do a call himself in a variety of ways. So now what I'm able to do as the agent is dispose this call, and maybe it is related to the same ticket he submitted through the web portal a little while ago. So we can merge that together later. But let's pretend this is a different call, right? And so maybe he's asking about something else. Well, that consistency of how we handle everything with a ticket that's associated to your customer really rounds out here. So instead of them typing in a Word doc or writing down on Post-it notes on their desk, they can leverage the Zendesk ticket to keep track of this phone call. So we might be asking Taylor, hey, is this a question about your membership or a delivery issue? Oh, it's a delivery issue. Okay, what was the reason that you're calling about your delivery? Oh, we included the wrong dish. Okay, and then what was the dish that was wrong, right? And we can use this form to guide an agent through the steps they should be following to collect information from your customer, just like they filled out the form. So if there's any managers or team leads that need reporting consistently across these channels, these are those, again, finer points in Zendesk that mean every ticket that you have is going to end up categorized the same way, no matter what channel it starts from. And this is a fantastic benefit that our customers really enjoy from an internal visibility perspective, just as much as the customers enjoy being treated the way they can be when all this information is automatically available for your team. And those macros come back even to be able to do things like call script guidance, to say, please gather information about this and write what they say here, gather information about this next topic, write what they say here, further ensuring that you can ramp agents easily and keep everybody functioning consistently. So it doesn't matter which agent your customer gets, they're gonna get the same level of quality. Things for the phone also include like a dial pad that makes it easy to engage other people on my team and say, hey, I need to actually dial a team member by name or look up the billing group, right, and just transfer this call over. Or I can just do an external number and transfer, or conference in other resources if that's how I need to handle and resolve the issue. And then from a team lead perspective, we've got this fantastic dashboard that helps you monitor what types of phone calls are going on a team member by team member basis, even with the ability to do things like silently listen and barge into that call if something is going south, right? You can look at which agent is on the phone, who are they speaking with. One click on Taylor's profile lets me see he might be a VIP customer. As a leader, let me make sure that my agent is handling this correctly. So those are, again, some of the tools from an omnichannel perspective that are nicely wrapped in one solution from us, as opposed to needing to plug in separate tools and have separate vendors for those functions. So from a phone perspective, that's what it looks like to mix in the phone experience into the way an agent handles something like an email or a web form based ticket, all with the same exact sort of experience around this ticket that's associated to your customer and their sort of journey with you. right? So we can see there's that web form ticket. I've got the phone notes ready to go. We can hang up, Taylor's been helped, right? And there's even gonna be an automatic recording that's captured on this ticket so that you can play it back if you need to. Managers can use that for training opportunities if it was a particularly positive call. So again, a lot of really clean, easy to leverage functionality for efficiency improvements, training opportunities, and record keeping. So if we want to talk about chat, and it sounds like a large part of the audience has not really employed this yet, the reason we asked is, especially if you're having any sorts of goals to improve customer satisfaction ratings or look to improve that or measure it more closely, what we see across our customer base is that chat is actually the highest CSAT channel out of any channel a customer chooses to offer. So if there's social, phone, web forms, and chat available, the consistently highest rated satisfaction channel is chat. I think the reason for that is that it's typically the quickest resolving time for a customer and agent. It avoids that time consuming back and forth via email. And there's something about a real-time experience for the customer that leaves them more fulfilled. And when somebody can help them in real time instead of really exposing that they need a ton of time to resolve a request. And so if I start a live chat as your customer Taylor, again, this widget is easy to embed just about anywhere you might want to offer live chat. What we can do is say, hey, I had a question about a broken item in my last delivery box. Can you help? Right, and this channel is only available because there's an agent online. And so now me as the agent, I can switch back over and see I've been assigned a new chat as well. So if you really want, you can have your agents fielding any channel at any time. We also see a lot of teams kind of having specific resources take shifts on chat. So you have like each person online take a few hours of chat at a time. So if I open this up from Taylor, again, you're seeing it's always focused on that customer to be able to show who is leveraging this channel, right? So it's Taylor chatting in. I get a good outline in this case of Taylor's profile elements that might be relevant to me to just verify who it is. And then obviously I have the ability to kind of minimize that and look up Taylor's profile just behind that conversation. So I can always resume and engage Taylor when needed while doubling to have his profile available right behind here. Our chat solution is also great at giving insight into where a visitor was browsing before they chatted, which can give your agent a good amount of context on what the topic would be. So we have a full list of maybe product pages that have built up to this. Maybe you can see that they're on the checkout page, right? And you want to support a checkout instead of an abandoned cart. So that's where an agent can jump in and say, hey, Taylor, happy to help out. Right, and just like we had macros to help speed responses on something like an email or to help with phone note-taking scripts, I also have shortcuts for chat. So I can put in short, consistent, repeatable responses that tag those conversations. Again, for reporting purposes later, we can know how many specific conversations we had based on what shortcuts agents are using. And again, make that really simple and clean for your agents to handle that chat back and forth with a customer like Taylor, and make it a faster and more fulfilling experience for Taylor to get help. And that same ability to attach files exists here, right? So that's what we might have a shortcut for to say, first things first, do you have a picture, right, by chance? And he's gonna say, yes, I do. And we can attach that same photo here, right? So it doesn't matter what channel Taylor wants to use. He's able to deliver the same information that your agents need. And then the best part about this is that same sort of chat conversation will get tied to Taylor's history along with a ticket for that conversation, so that if this chat ends with us needing to take away something and still fix it, guess what? The agent has an automatic transcript associated to that conversation, can switch this over to public reply and write back to Taylor via email later on if it was something that needed to be taken away and followed up with Taylor, right? So, hey, Taylor, happy we fixed the issue. Thanks for your patience. right? And then we can submit that as solved or on pending Taylor's response that, you know, he doesn't have anything else. That's going to track my time. So again, it's all really easy and dynamic for an agent to leverage any one of these channels for a customer. And then at the end of the day, what we might need to do is make sure it doesn't look like we had 3 separate issues from Taylor, right, about the same thing. So let's just go ahead and go in, check those 3, and we can merge those together into the same ticket and have clean analytics that don't overinflate how many issues we appeared to get, right? So that's 3 channels in about 15 minutes that we can easily field, handle, and respond to as an agent within Zendesk. So hopefully that's a helpful overview on the chat front. One little deeper dive on the chat piece is from an administrative perspective, it's really easy to style and configure things like chat or the knowledge base. How these things look and feel is not always requiring a web developer of some kind. And you can even do things like setting up triggers and real-time responses all the way through to proactive greetings to say, if somebody sits on a particular page for long enough, we might want to proactively message them through the Zendesk widget to say, hey, do you have any questions as you check out, right? And those kinds of proactive engagements can have a profound impact on conversions and actions you want your customers to complete. And our system does come included with these types of conversions and goals that you can add in based on what you'd like to track. So from a chat perspective, it has great relevance just for holding, you know, the basic conversation, but it can also help anybody measure conversions from a customer service perspective or even a marketing perspective as well. So it can be a really nice tool to employ for more than just customer service. And then again, really easy to implement around your website for the customer and very simple and clean for your agents to handle through the Zendesk tools. Last thing I just wanted to cover on that front before we do a quick detour to reporting is just how it looks to field social media based tickets. If you're monitoring Twitter or Facebook pages, the best part is that all you have to do is input the account details for whatever handle you want to monitor. And I'm signed in as Taylor to, you know, my Twitter account here, and I can tweet at this particular handle and say, you know, this is for BrainSell's webinar. And that's gonna, you know, give me a ticket notification inside of Zendesk, just like it was an email, a web form, or any other channel that we've covered. So it really gives you full visibility and coverage on those key channels you may be deploying and monitoring today, and doesn't require you to have any kind of social media platform dedicated to this kind of listening. So just a moment, we're gonna get a new ticket from Taylor here that will show, you know, our updated roster of what tweets we have to respond to. So it's that simple, right? To be able to answer those, you can reply on the actual tweet. You can change it into a private message or email in response. And it's great that that customer information stays centralized, so we don't even have to do anything. We just click on the email option, and Zendesk is going to take care of the fact we know that email address. So socials covered, chats covered, phones covered, self-service is covered. We really truly have that clean omni-channel experience for you. So to make sure we have some time for questions, we'll jump over to the reporting piece. And so when it comes to reporting in Zendesk, what we really strive for is an out-of-the-box experience wherever possible. But we do allow for really great and easy to leverage customization so that every customer of ours can really see the data that they want to see on their terms. So what I'm showing you here is our suite of tools for reporting called Explore. So it's really just the dedicated area of Zendesk for all things reports. And so this dashboard here is the main starting point. It's our broad support dashboard that gives you access to every channel you might be leveraging, to be able to easily indicate and show you what types of patterns you have, no matter what channels and customer segments they might be coming from. So if you wanted to see how many tickets are getting created versus solved, any types of seasonality during the day or during certain times of year, very easy to get that kind of insight in the moment or trends over time. What types of ticket forms are people filling out? right, to get a handle of what types of feedback you should be focusing on and staffing for the most. And then you can turn the focus on the fulfillment side of how your customers feel about their experience. So maybe what we want to do is look at our satisfaction trends. And Zendesk comes equipped with CSAT, or customer satisfaction measurement surveys, that go out after tickets are resolved. So your customers can give you feedback, again, as a part of our native experience, not something you need to plug in partner tools to deliver, and gives you the actionable insight you need to commend strong agents who are doing a good job, or to, again, take some training opportunities with those who might be consistently getting bad measurements. And we can do this broadly across the board for, you know, different groups that are handling tickets, or different segments of your customers. And we can dive deeply into those efficiency stats that you need to make sure your team is performing at its peak potential, here in our efficiency tabs, right? So depending on the time frame I'm looking at, I'm going to easily be able to identify what our first response time, our average resolution times are. Maybe I want to look at a backlog, and if I'm accumulating tickets faster than I can solve them, and look at things like a one-touch resolution, which is a really interesting metric for our customers, because it's a great way to circle back to that self-service concept we mentioned. So what I mean by one-touch tickets is specifically a metric where it took your team member only one action to make sure that ticket was solved. Then we dive into those tickets, look at the contents of those, and say, well, if it only took our agent one action to solve, we can take that information and make a knowledge-based article out of it, and hopefully reduce the amount of inbound requests we even get related to that topic anymore, right? So that's a great way to use our analytics to round out and enhance other channels. And then obviously we have chat deep dives, talk dashboards for phone service. So let's take a look at chat, and then we can wrap up here. Just to show you that, you know, those dashboards do have their own specific metrics for the KPIs you want on those channels, not just generalized ticket-centric reports, but channel-specific reports. And then, you know, back to the profiles we have, you can really get a good idea of how your customers are feeling on a case-by-case basis, or across segments of your customers just as easily. So we're really excited about this. This is a relatively newer UI update in the past 6 months for us on the reporting front. And there's over 200 pre-built options for individual reports that you can leverage, on top of the ability to easily customize, you know, what metrics you see, with fantastic, you know, levels of depth if you need them, for what types of visualizations you want to do, or what types of data you want to include, and how it should be formatted. So this is definitely where we're strongest in terms of our competitors. We really don't hear that anybody is more robust than us on the reporting department, and it's easy to start out of the box, and get going with these starter dashboards, and then equally easy to take one of those, copy it, and then change it to your liking, and then you'll really have some tailored insights. So those are some of the highlights, really our customers' favorite parts of the platforms. Hopefully that was a helpful walkthrough of our Omnichannel suites. Happy to pause here and take any questions, feedback, or other comments the audience wants to make.
Yeah, Russ, that was awesome demo. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So we're going to move into the questions portion of this webinar now, and I've got a couple that have rolled in. So the first one is, and this is probably for you, Jim, how much does this solution cost?
Yeah, thanks, Allie. That's obviously a very good question. So Zendesk offers a couple different pricing options. We price by per agent, and then we offer monthly and annual plans. We also have 5 different plans, starting with Essential, which is going to obviously give you the most basic features, and all the way up to Elite, which is going to give you the full, most robust solution possible. We offer a la carte options. So, you know, you looked at the 4 main products that Russ talked about today: support, talk, guide, and chat. You can buy those a la carte. However, it's important to highlight that we offer significant savings for customers who want to buy our Zendesk suite, which packages all 4 of those products in one. Those discounts are approximately 35% when you buy the suite, as opposed to a la carte. So it obviously gives you options in terms of budget flexibility when you decide to buy in for the full Zendesk suite. But pricing will vary depending on what product you're looking at, monthly or annual, in addition to what plan you're looking for, whether it be our low-level essential or our most robust, which is the elite.
Great, thank you so much. I have one more question. Does Zendesk integrate with Sugar CRM?
Yes, it does. We have a couple partners that obviously BrainSell would be one of those that can help with a connector. Then there are some other pre-built options that we have. If you have specific questions on those, definitely reach out to us in the sales team, and we can talk a little more about what your goals are for those integrations, and then kind of leverage the best partner. But BrainSell does a great job with middleware connectors and could probably be of assistance there. So.
Great, thank you. So that is all I have for questions. I do want to give everybody a heads up that we can set up a free 14-day trial of the Zendesk suite for you. So shoot us an email, give us a call if you're interested, and we'll get it started. And that is all I have for today. So thank you so much, Russ and Jim. It was great to have you guys on with us, and thank you for everyone who attended.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, everybody.